Stay tuned for comments after the video.
Today on Turner Classic Movies, aspiring attorney Dean Jones is transformed into the Shaggy D.A. Then Jones gets behind the wheel of a magical ride, the Love Bug, and the Wily Wagon thwarts Keenan Wynn in Herbie Rides Again. Punch our buggy today at TCM.com.
Hey everybody, I'm Ben Mankiewicz. Thanks for spending part of your holiday weekend here with us on Turner Classic Movies. Up next, we've got another family-friendly comedy from Disney in 1976, The Shaggy D.A. The film was a sequel to Disney's first ever live-action comedy, The Shaggy Dog, a movie we just saw here on TCM. The sequel was actually made 17 years after the release of The Shaggy Dog, but that original 1959 comedy was still a popular and well-known movie, thanks to its theatrical re-release in 1967 and also periodic showings on Walt Disney's Sunday night TV show. Now, to refresh your memory, in the original Shaggy Dog, a young boy finds an ancient ring, and when he reads the inscription on the ring, it turns him literally into a shaggy dog, and he keeps changing back and forth from boy to dog to boy, always at the most inopportune times. Well, in this sequel, the ring is found by an adult, played by Dean Jones, and Jones just happens to be running for district attorney. So, when Jones turns into a dog, he becomes the only candidate with both a law degree and a pedigree. Come on, that's good stuff. Sadly, I did not make it up. I swear it was the original tagline for the movie. From 1976, also featuring Suzanne, Pleshette, and Tim Conway. Here's the Shaggy D.A.
Now let me make this perfectly clear. I'm gonna throw out all those shabby old tricks for this election year. Now I'm the one who'll set you straight. Let the past be water through the gate. Just an up-and-coming grassroots candidate, and I'm running for the Shaggy D.A. We got problems here, and I want to be the one to say, go ahead. Not one of them's just gonna disappear come next election day. Right. Unless you help me enforce our laws. Kiss those babies and shake those paws. I'm the shaggiest candidate you ever saw, and I'm running for the Shaggy D.A.
I wonder what that guy meant. Her gratitude will be unbounded. Huh? Pretty sharp, huh? But, hey, look. There's some writing on the back. In canis corpore transmuto. I wonder what that means. I'll just tell Katrinka it means I love you in Swahili. What does she know?
Fellow citizens, for many years now...
It's getting a little gray, Dad.
Yeah. Fellow citizens... No!
You look just like Elwood.
I am Elwood.
Elwood? Elwood? Where? Elwood!
And now, I'd like you to meet...
Stay, Pop.
Brian, where's your father?
He had to go.
Shaggy D.A. was a sequel to Disney's first ever live-action comedy, released 17 years earlier, The Shaggy Dog. Star of The Shaggy Dog, Fred MacMurray, went on to star in 6 more Disney comedies and was pretty much the face of Disney Studios for the first half of the 1960s. But during the latter part of the 60s and much of the 70s, the face of Disney was the guy we just saw, Dean Jones. Jones starred in a boatload of Disney comedies throughout the 60s and 70s, but his signature role was probably that of race car driver Jim Douglas in Disney's The Love Bug. And we have that film and its 3 sequels coming up next, so stay with us.
Today on Turner Classic Movies, Dean Jones gets behind the wheel of a magical ride, The Love Bug. Then the Wily Wagon thwarts Keenan, Wynn, and Herbie rides again. And Jones takes the Love Bug for another lap in Herbie Goes to Monte Carlo. TCM.com is off to the races today.
We just watched Turner Classic Movies' intro for the Shaggy D.A. and a bit of the film. This was one of the Disney films TCM showed during a month-long series of movies called The Family Classics, which featured older live-action Disney films. The film is 1976's The Shaggy D.A., a sequel to Disney's The Shaggy Dog, which was released in 1959. The film stars Dean Jones, Tim Conway, Suzanne Pleshette, and Keenan Wynn. Dean Jones plays Wilby Daniels, an adult version of the same character in the first film. In the movie, Daniels is a lawyer who decides to run for district attorney to stamp out rampant crime in his city, but 2 criminals steal the cursed Borgia ring from the museum that turned him into a dog so many years earlier, and whenever anyone reads the magic words on the ring, he turns into a dog again. You can imagine the situations that arise since he is running for office and dealing with criminals. The film is watchable, but it is heavy with that over-the-top Disney slapstick from the 1970s. There's even a pie fight in this one. The film is representative of a time in Disney movie history when the studio was leaning heavily into slapstick in its comedies. With the exception of The Treasure of Matacumbe, all the major Disney feature films released in 1976 had a high level of slapstick. Those films were Gus, No Deposit, No Return, Freaky Friday, and The Shaggy D.A. Of those films, The Shaggy D.A. and No Deposit, No Return performed the lowest, earning only around $10 million each at the box office. The biggest performer of the year was Freaky Friday, earning over $36 million, followed by Gus, earning over $21 million. Disney's worst performer at the box office in 1976 was The Treasure of Matacumbe, which only earned a little over $4 million and was considered a failure. For the most part, Disney did a good job making the ridiculous premise of a man turning into a dog because of a cursed ring seem plausible, and the scenes featuring Tim Conway alone make the film worth watching. But all that slapstick comedy does detract from the film as a whole, and if you've never seen the film before, you might find yourself wondering if it's still worth watching when you get to one of those scenes. Disney had a winning formula of presenting fantastical things that happened to regular people in a way that usually seemed believable until they gummed it all up with all that slapstick in the 1970s. How can the audience take films like these seriously when even the filmmakers don't? By 1980, with Herbie Goes Bananas, it was clear the formula, with all its slapstick comedy, wasn't working anymore, and Disney largely abandoned the formula that they were so well known for. It wasn't until 1989 with Honey, I Shrunk the Kids that Disney returned to that formula and found a way to present it in a believable way, but still with a lot of fun and comedy. Honey, I Shrunk the Kids was made for $18 million, and it returned $222 million at the box office. That's like $552 million in today's dollars. It was a blockbuster at the time for Disney. This video also included the introduction from TCM host Ben Mankiewicz, who provided extra information and trivia about the film's production, release, and reception. Well, those are my comments for this video. If you like these retro videos, please subscribe. Give this video a thumbs up, click the notification bell, and leave a comment. All these things really help the channel. Keep watching for more retro videos like this and other retro-themed videos like Retro Talk. Take care of yourself and look out for others. Talk to you later. Bye.
This video brought to you by StockAgogo.com, Stock Photos.